Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to Old Star Wars Fan. My name is Daniel, and this isn't really how I wanted to start my channel, but unfortunately, this is kind of how it is sometimes. Now, the Direct, who I've never really read any of their stuff before, I don't really know much of them, came out with this rumor, and it's been taking the interwebs by storm. Disney plans to remove Star Wars boss Kathleen Kennedy. Now, I do appreciate how even in the title, they put in parentheses rumor. Now, for many of you long-term Star Wars fans, myself included, none of us have really cared for Kathleen Kennedy. Okay? She promised George a bunch of stuff and it didn't come true. She's promised Disney and has under-delivered. With the exception of the one project she had very little to do with, that being The Mandalorian, most of her projects have fallen flat. With the sequel trilogy, now whether you love them or hate them, they had some great moments in it. But for the most part, she wasn't the Midas touch that they thought. Okay, she cares more about ideology than she does about the IP. Now, however you feel about her as a person, I don't know. I've never met her. Okay? I don't tend to believe half of what she says, and the other half that I hear, I take as hearsay. Okay? I'll believe it when I see it. But, right now, a lot of her stuff has been focused on Indiana Jones 5 and everything that's been going on with that, both the good and the bad. Now, I'm just going to highlight parts of the article simply because I think it's relevant to where we stand as Star Wars fans. Okay? After 10 years in the position, Kathleen Kennedy's reign at Lucasfilm is rumored to be coming to an end in 2023. Now, we heard that with The Mandalorian. We heard that with, the Book of Boba Fett. We've heard that so many times. I'm just, eh. Of course, everybody knows George Lucas sold Disney parts of Star Wars for $4.5 billion. That's a crap ton of money. I do appreciate how in here it actually says that a decade into Disney owning Star Wars and the fans having had mixed reception for this generation of franchises, many are critical how the sequel trilogy turned out after the divisive sequel in The Last Jedi and the genuinely disappointing finale with The Rise of Skywalker. Now, this channel is mostly going to be focused on what they call Legends continuity, because let's be honest, Legends are just better. Okay? How things were written, the books, the comic books, the characters, the lore, that's what this channel is going to be focused on. With small little tidbits of what Disney Star Wars is doing. Now, I've seen not The Last Jedi, but the Tales of the Jedi. I actually really appreciated it. It reminded me of those two books, Tales from Mos Eisley and Tales from Jabba's Palace. Two great books. If you haven't read them, I'm going to break them down in another video. But again, great books. I liked how we got more tidbits into Ahsoka and Count Dooku. But again, who made Tales of Jedi? That was Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni, who worked on Star Wars Rebels. Dave Filoni, who worked on the Clone Wars. Dave Filoni, who kind of cut his teeth on Avatar. I mean, this is a man who knows how to tell a story. So to be perfectly honest, and I put emphasis on a big if Kathleen Kennedy, moves on, Dave Filoni should be the guy. He really should. Number one, he's still got years left in the industry. Nothing against Jon Favreau, but between, Iron Man and, Chef and, just all the other projects he's doing, he's kind of burned out. Okay, you kind of reach a point in your career where you're kind of like, I don't want to put in 8, 12, 15 hours a day, you know? And Jon Favreau has hit that point in his career where he doesn't have to. But Dave Filoni's still young, he's still hungry. So honestly, in my humble opinion, we should give it to Dave Filoni. Now, don't get me wrong, there have been some highlights under Kennedy. Rogue One was a surprise hit. The Mandalorian is what saved Star Wars. Okay, let's be perfectly honest. There's a reason why they changed that um, World's End or whatever the crap that Star Wars park. There's a reason why they leaned so heavily into the Mandalorian, because the Mandalorian saved Star Wars. Andor hasn't done as well. I mean, it's been shot beautifully. The parts I've seen of it has been well done. They have a lot of good Easter eggs. But let's be honest, nobody cares about the character Andor. Nobody. Okay, he was. Don't get me wrong. Diego Luna is a phenomenal actor. But nobody really cares about Andor. Okay, if you wanted to make it about the quote unquote start of the rebellion, the quote unquote we haven't used a lot of Jedi, why didn't you go with Senator Organa, Bail Organa? Why didn't you go through him? Or why didn't you go through Mothin? Why didn't you go through any of the other historical leaders that were originally part of the rebellion? Andor was a throwaway character, okay? Rogue One was supposed to be this suicide mission. Now you've got the first 3 episodes of Andor that they literally could have cut into a third and put as 1 episode, and it would have been just fine. Parts of Andor stretch out and just die. You've got several of the actors getting super political, which I don't like. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't care who you vote for, but when you're in a press junction talking about the actual project you're on, leave your personal politics out of it. Okay, just leave them out. I don't appreciate Fiona Shaw saying that Andor's like Trump's America. For those of you who don't know, Fiona Shaw lives in England. What would she know about Trump America? Nothing. But that's what I have a problem with, okay? I don't care who you vote for, just don't bring that to the project. Now, of course, Kennedy's been real famous with, the Force is female, that whole High Republic debacle, which why you would call a rock co-pilot geode is beyond me. I mean, I get you're not going to please everybody. Okay, I understand that. It's nigh on impossible to please everybody. Even George Lucas didn't please everybody. But for those of you who think Kathleen Kennedy is out because Bob Iger is in, you're missing the boat. In my opinion, you're missing the boat. Number one, Bob Iger is disgustingly Democrat. Okay, he was the one who hired all those woke people to integrate into Disney and Star Wars and Marvel. He was the one who fought for Kathleen Kennedy to stay. He was the one who oversaw the sequel trilogy. So this isn't something he's going to magically, flip a switch and it's all going to be sunshine and rainbow farts. Okay? That's not how this is going to be. Now, I will give Bob Iger this. He's a very shrewd businessman. So maybe you've got a frog hair's chance that he'll get rid of Kennedy simply because she's bad for business. I mean, let's be perfectly honest here. You could take all of the books which came out in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, okay, before it was sold to Disney. You could take all of those books and literally almost go page by page, and nobody would care. You know, I want to see X-Wing Rogue Squadron. I want to see X-Wing Wraith Squadron. Okay, I want to see Jedi Academy. I want to see, you know, the Vangon invasion. Okay, I want to see the Bounty Hunter Wars. I want to see all of these things. The courtship of Princess Leia. I want to see, you know, the Ghost of Tatooine. I want to see all of these books come to light in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It doesn't have to be live action. I get how expensive that is. But if you get something like the Tales of the Jedi, which, I mean, some of the episodes lasted 10 minutes. If you take out the beginning and end credits, 10, 12 minutes, that's it. But, you know, you could do stuff like that. Little vignettes introducing the Star Wars Grand Council under Luke. You can introduce all of these characters and then have a series. And I guarantee you it would be top chart, okay? It would be top shelf, people would love it. But Kennedy didn't do that. Kennedy took Star Wars under the protection of Bob Iger and interjected politics. And when I mean politics, I mean American politics. I don't care if it's left, right, and center. I watch movies to escape that crap. All right? But, you know, y'all, I don't think it'll happen. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. This John Campy or Campia, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, John, I'm sorry. He was the one who kind of started this. And his exact quote was, "This is what I've heard. I've heard that the decision to remove Kathy Kennedy has already been made, and that she will be gone either sometime before or very, very shortly after the release of Indiana Jones 5. Now, I want to be very, very clear here. Okay, again, these are John's words. I cannot independently say to you and have and confirm to you that this is a fact. I will say that one of the two people that have contacted me has a 1,000% average on things they inform me of. Now, again, we've heard a lot of that. After the High Republic failed, she was supposed to be out. After after the Obi-Wan series didn't do as well, she was supposed to be out. Now, of course, Indiana Jones 5 it is a project that has done horribly. Even test audiences are like, we don't like any of this crap. Okay, honestly, they shouldn't make it. They just shouldn't. I'm going to be completely honest with you. They shouldn't make it. Harrison Ford is old. They don't need to go back in time. Nobody wants to see a female Indiana Jones. Okay? Just, I'm sorry, but they don't. Now, I do appreciate John Campia. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Anyway, John C. I'll just call him John C. from now on. John C. does explain that he previously thought Bob Iger's return as CEO would help, quote, entrench Kennedy even more. And that's what a lot of people think. Okay, they think she's going to stay there even more. Because let's be honest, they're buddy-buddy. Bob Iger was rumored to be running for the President of the United States on the Democrat ticket. But he was told to hold off on that because they wanted Joe Biden. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. You know, just a lot of rumor and hearsay and half whispers. But, you know, they go together. Now things have changed. He's been out of pocket for a hot minute. He's seeing how horrible Disney's done. I mean, they're still in the middle of layoffs, and this is right before one of their most productive seasons. You know, Black Friday is literally tomorrow. So, I don't know. But in my humble opinion, y'all, I don't think she's going anywhere. Unless Bob Iger, being the shrewd businessman that he is like, look, you're bad for business. Because Bob Iger's only signed on for 2 years. So whatever happens after that, I have no freaking clue. But, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Kennedy's still going to stay after Indy 5? Do y'all think she's going to be released now that Bob Iger's kind of taking the reins? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Daniel. I am the old Star Wars fan, and y'all, legends are just better, and Kennedy is not a legend.